Alright, as a quick adaptation or extension of my e-Honda guide, almost everything about Honda is the same in Classic as it is in Modern. You just obviously have to get used to the different control scheme. But you have manual splash, you have manual this move, so you get the full damage out of everything. The only thing you don't have manual is command grab, and standing light kick. So the only thing that you specifically lose is the fastest and shortest way to cut your momentum from a raw drive rush, which is completely unnecessary and is not something that I do. It's a difference of only 2 frames and a couple inches of distance for not cutting your momentum with stand light kick. And frankly, you can cut your momentum anyways just by doing drive rush sumo spirit like I talked about, or drive rush into any other special, etc. And I generally don't think that cutting your momentum off is as good as just doing like drive rush, medium punch, crouch strong, or jab buffered into medium hands or heavy hands on counter hit. So the only other thing is that the only other button that he needs to use sometimes that creates an awkward input because you can't just press the direction in the button, you have to press auto and the button, is auto medium, which gives you crouch strong. Now, the lucky thing about this is sometimes this is a convenient whiff punish, but it's still a shitty whiff punish that you're not going to be landing that often because it's an 8-framer and it has almost no range for an 8-frame normal. You're only 2 frames slower than the stand medium punch, which has significantly more range. So, yes, you're going to be slightly slower at the niche instances where you would whiff punish something with crouch medium punch because its input is more awkward, but other than that, it's irrelevant. And there's no places that you need to be able to quickly input a crouch medium punch that you weren't already planning for, like off of a drive rush. Other than that, yes, auto heavy kick, and you have all the other inputs. The only other input that you're missing is his stomp. You can do the target combo stomp, but you can't do raw stomp, which is also not a necessary tool. Not really a necessary tool. There may be instances where it may be convenient to be able to reset them into already land a combo, but then reset them into the overhead by doing like that into drive rush, and make it look like you're extending the combo, but reset them into the stomp. So like shit like that you can't do in Modern. But other than that, and the 2 actually significant things that he loses in Modern are jump heavy kick. So he has to do heavy punch, which is nowhere near as good as heavy kick. Heavy kick is significantly better. He loses manual command grab, so you only get the lower damage Modern version of command grab, and more importantly, you don't get light command grab, which means that if you do medium punch, the pushback is too much to do the version of command grab that Modern gives you, so you would have to do EX command grab if you want to scoop them after this. And you're still getting the lesser damage, the 80% scaled version of it, because it's Modern. This also means that you can't do this into light command grab. So if you want to scoop them from this, you would have to do EX. So those are the only downsides to Modern. All of your combos are pretty much the same. There's only one combo that you lose in the corner that's not even really optimal or necessary to do anyways, that involves using stand light kick. But, as demarcated in my Honda Excel sheet. But the benefits of Modern pale in comparison to the downsides. First of all, 1-button 7-framer that has like twice the range as your best 8-framer. So, a character that generally struggles to get quick whiff punishes in certain spaces can now get 1-button 7-frame whiff punish from fucking anywhere. This also means that any time that you're normally pressuring the opponent and you happen to get you're walking them down, sometimes you check them with medium punch, you clip them, you get a counter hit, you're way too far away to link an 8-framer afterwards, so you're way too far away for this, okay? Now, you don't have to have like really fast execution and like constant awareness of the situation, you can just hit 1 button to link it into level 1. Anytime. And this is massively powerful to be able to always get this. Same thing with punish, counter, crouch, fierce. You should never drop that in Modern. Now, the next benefit of Modern is that, let's say the opponent is approaching. If I try, in Classic, I wouldn't be able to anti-air this, because if I see them approaching and I do crouch jab headbutt, when I input that, I can't see the crouch jab connect, so I have to buffer it, which means if they actually jumped a moment beforehand, I lose back charge, which means that I can't have an invincible anti-air. I would have to perfect parry to anti-air here in Classic. Or, like, do some sort of weird super interaction. However, in Modern, you can cover both with back charge because you don't have to lose back charge in order to buffer crouch jab into headbutt. Because uniquely about this is all you have to do Modern back specials is hold back and press special. You don't have to tap forward and thus lose charge. So you can tap crouch jab into special, and then if you're just crouch blocking the whole time, or you do crouch jab then backwards to special, but you never stop holding back, which means that you still have back charge. So I can do crouch jab, buffer into Modern headbutt, and I still have headbutt for the anti-air. This is only possible in Modern, and this is massive. There's also just the sheer speed of not having to input the forward to be able to do your specials, which means that for regular headbutt and medium headbutt, which is what is the Modern input, works just fine as an anti-air, just like heavy does. So, and EX headbutt, which can be used to react to all sorts of things. Not only is it safer to input them because you don't have to press forward, which means you never have to stop blocking. So, like, let's say you are trying to challenge, like, a fireball, or maybe, like, Ed is charging Flicker in front of you. You don't have to even stop blocking for a single frame to do EX headbutt. You can just be blocking and press the input in Modern, and it will come out immediately. No transition. Instant one-frame armor. So, because of that, you can shave off a few frames for your reaction speed for a huge variety of things. You can react with anti-airs faster by like 1 or 2 or even 3 or 4 frames because you don't have to press forward to do the input. EX headbutt reactions to fireballs are going to be way deadlier, and you can input them. You can input them even if you're not sure whether or not you're going to get it out in time, because even if you're in Classic, you don't want to accidentally press forward and do the input and walk into the fireball and lose back charge and still not have your move come out. In Modern, that's not an issue. You can just always input EX headbutt, and if you have already blocked the fireball by then, you'll still have back charge and you won't have taken any damage. The other major benefit of this is that Level 2, one button level 2 is really strong, especially because its input is rather awkward, and so you can use this to instantly destroy all sorts of things from full screen, all sorts of fireballs and other special moves that are used from a long distance. One button level 1, 7-frame, invincible, huge range for a 7-framer. Useful not just for confirms, counter-hit confirms from this, or whiff punishes, but all sorts of circumstances. And obviously, if you're in Burnout, having access to all of these supers at one button is obviously very, very useful. There's a lot of misconceptions about where supers are valuable in the first place, but let me tell you, landing a one-button damage scaled to 80% super in Modern is infinitely more value per super than doing a full combo into a level 3 in Classic. It is so much better to get a raw Modern super in a place where you previously wouldn't have landed anything in Classic. Night and day difference in terms of what you're actually getting for your resource. And yeah, like I said, almost all the combos are pretty much the exact same between Classic and Modern. The only other one thing that you lose is specifically frame kill off of plus 42, which is what you get when you do like jab target combo and a heavy headbutt, where ordinarily in Classic you would whiff stand medium kick to get the proper frame kill to get your plus 12, but because you don't have stand medium kick in Modern, you don't have access to that frame kill. That being said, you can still whiff 2 crouched light kicks, or rather auto lights, in a row, off the same circumstance, and you get plus 11, which functionally allows you to do almost exactly the same stuff as a plus 12 would. As you can see, you can get the same meaty combos from Meaty Stay Medium Punch. Other than that, yeah, everything else is exactly the same in Modern as it is in Classic. It's just different inputs for the buttons.